You think OnlyFans is just harmless fun? Think again. Behind the paywalls and private messages are stories that'll make your skin crawl. Creators stalked, accounts hacked, fans who went too far, way too far. What starts as easy money turns into obsession, blackmail, and fear. These are the real nightmares that happened on OnlyFans. And after hearing them, you might never look at the platform the same way again. Let's begin. Story 1. The Obsessed Subscriber. It all started so normal. Just another name in the sea of subscribers. He wasn't different from the rest. Polite comments. A few tips here and there. Always supportive. But over time, I began to notice something strange. He wasn't just watching my posts. He was watching me. He knew what time I went live. He knew what I wore the night before. Then one day, he mentioned something that made my blood run cold. He said, "That blue light from your bedroom window looks better than the one from your kitchen." I froze. I had never shown my bedroom window, never even mentioned where I lived. At first, I thought maybe it was just a coincidence. Maybe he guessed. But the next night, I got a photo in my DMs. It was taken from outside, my window. I ran to the curtains, but all I saw was darkness. No movement, no sound, just the faint reflection of my own terrified face. I called the police. They searched the area, nothing, but the messages kept coming. "You look even better when you're scared. Don't call the cops again. They won't find me." Days turned into weeks. I barely slept. Every creak in the house, every shadow outside my window felt like him. And then silence. No messages, no notifications. It was like he disappeared. Until one night, I came home and saw something waiting on my doorstep, a small box, no return address. Inside was a phone. When I turned it on, there was just one video. Grainy footage. Me, sleeping. I moved out the next day, deleted everything. But sometimes, when I'm alone at night, I swear I still hear the faint click of a camera coming from somewhere inside the house. Story 2. Stalker found my address. It started with a simple message. "Hey, I think I saw you at the coffee shop this morning." I laughed it off. I mean, I post a lot. Maybe he just recognized the place. But then, he sent another one. "Hope you enjoyed your vanilla latte." My heart sank, because that was my order, and I hadn't told anyone where I was. I checked his profile blank. No picture, no posts, just the name Watcher89. The next day, I got a package. No sender. Inside was a mug with my name on it and a note. "Thought you might like this better than the one you used today." I stopped posting for a week, tried to go dark, but he still found a way. Emails, texts, even a handwritten letter slipped under my door. "Don't ignore me. I know where you live now." That night, I heard footsteps outside my apartment. Slow, careful. They stopped right by my window. I didn't move, didn't breathe, just listened. Then a soft knock, 3 times. When I finally worked up the courage to look, he was gone, but taped to the glass was a single photo. Me, taken from outside my building. Same outfit I was wearing that night. I called the cops, but there wasn't much they could do. They told me to be careful and change my locks, so I did. I even moved cities. For months, it was quiet. No messages, no shadows. I almost started to feel safe again. Until one morning, I woke up to a new DM. It just said, "Nice new place." And attached was a picture of me, standing at my new front door. Story 3. Blackmail Nightmare. It started like every other message request, someone complimenting my photos, being polite, harmless. At least, that's what I thought. He said his name was Evan. He wasn't creepy at first. We talked about music, movies, and travel. He made me laugh. It almost felt normal, like talking to a friend. Then one night, he said something that made my stomach twist. I have something you might want to see. He sent me a screenshot. It was me from my private content that was only supposed to be on my page. I froze. How did he get it? I checked my account, no leaks, no signs of a hack. He must have downloaded everything before unsubscribing. Then the next message came. If you don't send me what I ask for, everyone will see this. He listed names, my friends, my family, even my workplace. He knew everything. Where I lived, where I worked, who I talked to, every detail. I begged him to stop. He just replied, "You made this public. I'm just giving people what they want." I didn't sleep that night. Every buzz, every notification made me jump. He started sending countdowns, 24 hours, 12 hours, 6 hours. Then he sent me a folder link. It was full of screenshots, ready to post. He wasn't bluffing. I panicked. I deleted my account, my socials, everything. But it was too late. He had already shared the files with others. Anonymous accounts started messaging me. Nice pics. Found you. Worth every second. I wanted to disappear. I reported everything to the police, but digital blackmail isn't always easy to trace. They said it could take months to find him. So I moved again. New phone. New number. I tried to start over. Months passed, and then one day, an email popped up in my new inbox. No sender name, no subject, just a single sentence. Round 2, Story 4, Fake Profile Horror. It started when one of my subscribers sent me a message that froze my blood. Hey, why are you messaging me from another account? I stared at the screen, confused. Another account, I only had one. He sent me a screenshot. Same name, same profile picture, same banner. Even my bio was copied word for word, but it wasn't me. Someone had created a perfect clone of my OnlyFans. At first, I thought it was some random scam, but then I looked closer. The fake account was active, posting new content that looked exactly like mine. How? I clicked through these posts. Every picture, every video, all stolen from my real page, but some were different, slightly off. The lighting, the background, even my face, something about it didn't look right, like it was me, but not me. That's when it hit me. They were using AI. Someone had taken my content, fed it through deepfake software, and created brand new videos of me doing things I had never done. And people were buying them. Thousands of them. I tried to contact the platform. Weeks went by. No answer. Meanwhile, the fake account kept growing. More followers, more money, more lies. I started getting messages from angry fans. Why did you block me? Why are you posting that stuff? Did you really say those things? I hadn't done any of it, but no one believed me. Then one night, I got a DM from an unknown user. It said, "Want me to delete the fake account?" I replied instantly, "Who are you?" They sent a link, a video file. I opened it. It was me, sitting on a bed, looking directly into the camera, and saying words I never said. My stomach dropped. The message came again, "Delete your page," or "This becomes your reality." The next morning, the fake account was gone, but so was mine. When I tried to log in, everything, my followers, my content, my income had vanished. The email from support arrived a few hours later. Your account has been permanently suspended for violating content policy. I stared at the screen in silence. The imposter had won. And the worst part, somewhere out there, my fake self is still being shared. And I can't stop it. Story 5. The Convention Encounter. I'd been invited to a fan convention, my first big one. It was supposed to be exciting. A chance to meet followers in real life, take photos, sign merch. But from the moment I walked into the venue, something felt wrong. People were staring, not the usual kind of curious stares. These were intense, unblinking. A few even whispered when I passed by. It was like they already knew me, but not in a good way. I brushed it off, smiled, and made my way to my booth. The event started smoothly. Selfies, autographs, laughter, until I noticed a man standing at the back of the crowd. He wasn't talking, wasn't smiling, just watching. He had his phone out, pointed at me, but he wasn't recording like everyone else. He was zooming in closer and closer until I could see the reflection of my own face on his screen. It made my stomach twist. Hours passed. He never moved. Everywhere I looked through the crowd, down the hallways, he was there. Same black hoodie, same cold eyes. At one point, I turned away for just a second to talk to someone. When I looked back, he was gone. Relief washed over me. Maybe he'd finally left. But later, when the convention ended and I got back to my hotel, I found something slipped under my door. A photo of me, taken that same day. The angle, it was from behind my booth, from a place no one was supposed to be. On the back of the photo, there was a note written in neat, shaky handwriting. Finally met you in person. You're even prettier when you're not performing. My chest tightened. I looked around my room, the curtains, the corners, the shadows. Everything suddenly felt too quiet. I called hotel security, but by the time they checked the hallway cameras, all they saw was a tall man in a hoodie walking out the emergency exit. He never looked up. When I got home the next day, I logged into my account. A new subscriber had joined overnight. Username @BackRowWatcher. No posts, no profile picture. Just a single message waiting in my inbox. See you at the next one. Story 6. Hacked account. It started with something small, a login notification I didn't recognize. A new device, a city I'd never even been to. I thought it was a glitch. I changed my password, turned on two-factor authentication, and went to bed. But when I woke up, everything was different. My account looked the same on the surface, same profile picture, same banner, but the posts weren't mine anymore. Someone had uploaded new content, weird, grainy videos with my face, except it wasn't me. The movements were unnatural, the voice distorted, the lighting all wrong. It was like watching a stranger wear my skin. I tried deleting them, but they kept coming back every time I refreshed. Another appeared. Then my messages started flooding in. People asking if I was okay. Others calling me names. And one message that made my blood run cold. I didn't know you liked doing that kind of stuff. My hands were shaking. I went to check my email, but the recovery links had already been used. The hacker had taken control of everything, my backups, my photos, even my phone number. I couldn't log in anywhere. Then, something even worse happened. A video notification appeared. It was a live stream from my account. When I clicked on it, the camera was already rolling. My bedroom, empty, but the chair was slowly turning like someone had just stood up and walked away. The chat exploded. Viewers thought it was a prank or some kind of horror gimmick. They were spamming laughing emojis, donation messages, jokes. But I wasn't laughing. Because behind that camera, no one should have been there. I unplugged my computer, turned off my phone, everything. But even offline, it didn't stop. The next night, I got an email from an unknown sender. "We like your setup. Mind if we use it again?" Attached was a screenshot from my webcam taken that very moment. I threw a towel over my laptop and locked my bedroom door, but I swear I could still hear the faint click of a camera shutter somewhere in the dark. They weren't after my account anymore. They were after me. Story 7. The Threat. It started with a message. Short, cold, unmistakably personal. "I know where you live." At first, I thought it was another troll. The internet's full of them empty threats, anonymous cowards hiding behind screens. But then, they sent a picture. "My front door, taken just minutes earlier." I froze. Every sound in the house suddenly felt louder, the hum of the fridge, the ticking clock, my heartbeat in my ears. I locked every window, checked the doors twice. Still, I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching. Over the next few days, the messages kept coming, each one more specific, details no stranger should know. What I was wearing, what I ate for dinner, even the name of the song playing on my TV. It wasn't random. This person wasn't guessing. They were here. One night, around 3 a.m., I heard a soft knock at the door. Not loud, just patient. Tap, tap, tap. I didn't move, didn't breathe. Then my phone buzzed. "Why aren't you answering?" That's when I realized they could see me, maybe through the window, maybe through a camera I didn't know about. I slowly reached for the light switch, but stopped. If I turned it on, I'd show them exactly where I was. So I stayed in the dark, listening, waiting. The knocking stopped, then silence. For a moment, I thought maybe they were gone, but then I heard footsteps moving along the side of the house, gravel crunching softly under their shoes, and then the whisper. "You shouldn't have ignored me." I don't remember calling the police. I just remember the lights flashing outside, the officers searching the yard. They found nothing. No footprints. No signs of forced entry. No proof. But later that night, when I checked my phone again, there was a new photo waiting for me. It was me standing by the window, taken from outside. Since that night, I haven't slept without the lights on, and every time my phone buzzes, my stomach drops. Because I know, one day, they'll stop sending threats and start knocking again. Story 8. The final story. You've heard every nightmare. The stalkers, the hackers, the ones who blurred the line between fantasy and obsession. But what if they were all connected? That's what I started to think when I dug deeper, too deep, into the stories behind those OnlyFans horror posts. Different usernames, different victims, but the same writing style, the same timing, the same smiley face at the end of every threat. At first, I thought it was a copycat, someone imitating the original to get attention, but then I got a message of my own. Nice job telling my stories. No profile picture, no name, just that same smiley face. I stared at it, trying to convince myself it was a coincidence. Then my notifications started exploding, hundreds of new followers, all blank accounts. Each one had the same bio I see you. I shut down my account that night, deleted everything, but the messages didn't stop. They started showing up on other platforms, Twitter, Discord, even my work email. Then came the photos, screenshots of my own stories, annotated, corrected, like someone was editing me. And then, the final message. "You're next." I called the police, filed reports, but digital ghosts are hard to catch, and people like this, they don't want money. They want fear. Last week, I got one more email. No text, just an attachment. A short video, my room, filmed from the corner, and in the faint glow of my monitor, I could see someone standing behind me. I turned around, no one there. But when I checked the video again, the figure was closer. I've deleted every account, moved cities, changed my name, but sometimes, late at night, I still get that feeling that I'm not the one watching anymore. And if you're hearing this right now, maybe you aren't either. Because the last line of that final message, the one they sent before everything went dark, it wasn't just for me. Let's tell your story next. And that was 8 OnlyFans horror stories that prove sometimes the scariest things online aren't ghosts. They're real people. If you made it this far, you're braver than most. Remember, once you post something online, it never truly disappears. So be careful who you trust and what you share, because on the internet, you never really know who's watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because next time, the story might be even darker. Sleep tight, if you can.